Greeting everyone. Dharma, peace, and preservations, the life and legacies of Venerable Theavy. Will be the topic of our interview today. In the world of modern technology, the teachings of Buddha still continues timeless wisdom, particularly in the realms of inner peace, compassion, and ethical living. Today, I will interview Venerable Theavy. Recently, he just been awarded from Sri Lankan government the highest rank of monk, titled Preh Dhamma Tu Tak Muni. Greeting Dekun. So first, could you introduce yourself to our audience?
Namatu Ratanatayasa. My homage to the Triple Gem, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. My utmost respect to Sanghanayaka of Cambodia and all official monks, venerable monks, and lay devotees around the world. I am Venerable Theavy, Dhammatu Tak Muni. I'm very honored to be here today, especially to be given the opportunity for the interview in concern with what I have been giving honor and also in relation to the spreading of the teachings of the Buddha.
So could you share like your early life decisions? Like when did you decide to become a monk?
Yeah, actually it was not my own decision because as a child, as a small kid, I was encouraged by my parents to live in a temple so that we could get access to education. So back in the 1990, something like that, the access to education was very limited, especially for the countryside. So as Buddhist family, my parents encouraged me to go and live in a temple with the monks so that we can be educated, and also the primary school in the temple. So that was how I get connected to the temple and spend my life since at the age of 7. I was put to live in the temple with the monk, and then after 2 years of training, I ordained as a novice monk at the age of 9 years.
Wow. I have read about that, like when I was in secondary school also, that like compared to the modern educations, like in the ancient time, we encourage like our kids to ordain as a monk. One reason is also to pay gratitude to the parents.
Right,
and another reason is also because of educational purpose also. Do you see like if you have to compare between modern educations and the Buddhist educations, like what is the differences and what is the advantage of ordained as a monk and then going to school, or just like directly going to school?
Yeah, if we compare the two of the education system between the past and present day, it has a big gap, a lot of differences. But when we talk about the Buddhist education, especially like 20 years ago when I was a kid, and as a country boy, we don't have much access to the education. The public schools was not so many like nowadays, and also the road situation was very hard to go to school, and most of the schools are very far, very distant from where we live. So that's why in Cambodia, we are very fortunate as a Buddhist country. We have temples everywhere across the country, in which it gives it's a good condition for us to be able to go to school, because every temple, mostly we have primary school in the Buddhist temple, right? Then going to stay in the temple, we will have access to not only to the public school, but also a chance to learn the Buddha's teaching under the training of the head monk normally we will start off by learning some disciplinary, it's very important in the Buddhist education is to have a person be disciplined, by some principles to behave, how to speak, how to act, how to respect the seniors, the elders, and to the monks. So this is very important in regard with the Buddhist teaching. It's about training with moralities and principles as a good person. But regarding the modern education in general, I think most probably beside training with their morality, but they also aim for professionals, like to make a living. So they have to learn different skills and professions in order to achieve, like better salary or successful life. So it's a little bit different between the Buddhist education and the modern education.
Right. So one is focused on ethical living, and another focus on more on like professionals, like a goal to do something in life, like after they finish school. So what are your experience like during your early time as a monk, and what inspire you? Because I have seen you write a lot about the Dharma terminologies and also like about Buddhist life. So what is the point? Are there any point in life that you decided to have a mission in teachings about Buddhism?
My main purpose of writing the books, translating Buddhism books into Khmer language, mostly from English to Khmer language, and also to write Dhamma terminology. I use the word 4 versions or 4 languages. We have Khmer Pali, Romanized Pali, which is international, and then the translation into Khmer and the translation into English. Because when we study Buddhism, we will come across some terms which are technical in the teachings of the Buddha. So in order to understand properly the term used in Buddhism, we have to learn some international way, of reading, like when they write Dhamma book in English, normally they will use Pali, which is internationally recognized. So I wrote this manual in order to give way and also to kind of set light for the researcher and those who wish to learn Buddhism in English. They should start with this book because like a guideline, learning how to read Pali and also learning how to read the Dhamma book in English. And again, why I start with this? Another important idea is to bring our young generation. When I'm talking about young generation, I refer to Cambodian monks more specifically, because I want all of them to get inspired, by the work of the Buddha. As a Buddhist monk, we have a role to play in promoting the Buddha's teaching. To promote the Buddha's teaching means to bring peace to the world, because every word of the Buddha, every message of the Buddha is about peace building. It's about loving kindness, compassion, positivity. So all these things contained in the teachings of the Buddha. So when we introduce Dhamma books in English or in Cambodian, the main purpose is to integrate the teaching to the daily life of a people. So when people have the Dhamma, practice the Dhamma, then they will build peace starting from themselves, individual peace, and then peace starting with the family, with everyone around us, society, and then the whole world. So start with us by learning the teaching, and then we can spread it around.
Wow, that's very inspirational. Because I have like similar experience. I'm in peace study, and I also wrote a book on positivity, and I have the same belief of yours that peace, like to promote like a peaceful society, it starts from every cell of society, which is humans, and to promote that, we start from spreading the positivity and also like inner peace like inside everyone. Like currently we have Khmer Thai tensions and everyone is I think kind of a bit like going into like conflict. I think if we do a survey right now, there's gonna be like a lot of percentage of Khmer and Thai people who both are practicing Buddhist, Theravada Buddhist. But I think a lot of them would agree to support the leader to go to war or something like that.
Right, yeah.
Which I believe that it should start from inner peace. And it be like a peaceful society. So besides talking about inner peace living and also like ethical lives, I try to understand your motivations and your grit in life behind all your missions, because you have done a lot, like contribute to youth, like to social works, and you have like missions abroad. You have been everywhere, and this is the only day that you are in Cambodia, and we are so honored to have you here. So what is the motivations behind like every work, like all the work and missions you have done?
So there are two main aspects that keeps motivating me to do all these works, national and international. First thing, I'm always feel proud being a Khmer monk. And so I want to promote everything to the world as a Khmer monk on international stage. Second thing is to pay back to Buddhism. So I'm grateful not only to the country where I born, but also to the religion that I've been practicing. That's why these two main aspects keep encouraging me to do all the works tirelessly. Without complaint, I have to move forward. So I spend as a spiritual life over the past 28 years as a Buddhist monk. I spent in the temple almost my whole life. I spent in the spiritual practices. Then I'm very grateful as a Khmer person. I'm very grateful to the nation, to Cambodia. And second thing, I'm very grateful to Buddhism, the teachings of the Buddha that paved me the way, the right understanding that leads to wisdom, to liberation from suffering.
So you mentioned about suffering earlier. So as a boy, you ordained as a monk at the age of 7. Is that correct?
At the age of 7, I went to live in the temple.
Oh.
Then after 2 years of training, I ordained as a novice monk.
Yes.
9 years. Yeah.
So you ordained as a monk at the age of 9.
Yeah.
So before ordained as a monk, what is your understanding of suffering, and how is that different like after 9 years old?
Yeah, as a young kid, at the age of 7, it's of course it's hard to understand much about the world. But one thing I still remember as we undergo through those times, because I have been separated from my parents, from my family, So I understand the feeling of solitude, of loneliness, right? When we are not with the family, we don't have enough care or love from our parents. So this is also kind of suffering, right? To be separated from the loved one. Right. As the Buddha taught in the Four Noble Truths, this is also kind of dukkha, suffering. But then, only after ordaining as monk, I went from temple to temple, from province to another, and then from one country to another in order to acquire more knowledge in Buddhism. Then I started to realize how important the teachings of the Buddha to our daily practices. Then I really love being a monk. And a lot of people ask me, are you going for whole life or you will return? I don't know, I don't have the answer, but for right now, I'm so happy, I'm so peaceful being as a monk. And I always wish and determined that I could stay like this forever.
So you feel like very, very peaceful and happy as being a monk. So this is the reason why you try to spread Buddhist teachings like to general public.
Right. Yeah. So I think because we really need peace and happiness, because it is the goal of every human being.
True.
Right?
Yes.
Not only Cambodia, but internationally, everyone is talking about peace.
Yes.
But at the same time, we see what's happening in the whole world right now. War, fighting, and a lot of negative things also been happening. And so the teachings of the Buddha in this place, really is really needed for today's society than ever before, right? Like you talk about the tension between the border problem,
yes.
Thailand and Cambodia. Both countries are Buddhist, and not only just a small part of it, but stated in the constitution, as a state religion, right?
Yes.
So I think what is important, we have to think about the problem, the cause of the problem, and then if we know the cause of the problem, we should easily find the answer to it. So let me raise just one idea for all of us to kind of, reflect upon it. Which is more important between pride and peace? Right? Pride or peace?
Peace.
Because some people, like some country, they're very proud of themselves,
yes.
so that they can cause harm to the world because they're being proud of themselves as this person or as this country.
Right.
But then they forget harmony. They forget to give peace for themselves, for their people, and for the nation in the whole world, So we have to contemplate, we have to take into reflection which one is more important. You want your pride to cause problem, or you want peace to stabilize the world,
Which is very important, and it's remind me of what you said earlier, because your first mission is to be a proud Cambodian monk, which you carry a lot of pride as a Cambodian nation.
Right. Yeah.
But so as a proud Cambodian monk, and at the same time you carry the inner peace and happiness within yourself. So how did you reach that point?
Everything starts from ourselves, right? Like the Buddha said, if we want to give peace to the world, we must start from ourselves. If we ourselves don't have peace, how can we spread it to everyone else? So individual peace creates world peace. When we experience this problem in the world, everyone demands peace, right? So they have to do something that makes peace. That is to start from themselves, to create peace from within their mind. Then we see the key to peace is starting from peaceful individual, right? Peaceful individual means we ourselves is a happy person. It's a peaceful person.
Yes.
Only then we can create a peaceful nation, right?
True.
Yeah.
So we talk a lot about peace already, and you have a lot of missions like internationally, around the world. What are your challenges your journey in this all these missions, like spreading Buddhist teachings and try to teach and influence people to have inner peace in themselves, in themselves?
Yeah, throughout my work as a missionary monk, I can say that as a missionary monk, because what I've been doing besides teaching the Buddha Dhamma, I also travel from place to place. Like I've been to Myanmar and spending there 4 years to finish my bachelor degree in Buddhism, and then to Sri Lanka. And lately I've been working a lot internationally with the international Buddhist communities around the world, especially the mission in India. We have just finished our 2 years being the chief organizer to organize the international Tipitaka chanting ceremony. So the main purpose of all these missions is actually to promote the teachings of the Buddha. And of course, throughout the work, we have lots of challenges. Not many, but a lots of challenges, throughout the work, because different background, different culture, different personalities that we have to engage with and work with. So we have to know the situation, understand the background of each culture, and then we will be able to work together smoothly. So like in India, you have to understand the mindset of Indian people. Then you can work smoothly with them, dealing things more smoothly. Then throughout the mission that I've been performing internationally, I have learned a lot of lessons to not only good things, but also the negative points, the weak point that I learned from my missions, in Cambodia, in Myanmar, Sri Lanka, India, and in USA, of course, because as you understand, you've been to Hawaii, to United States of America, where cultures are very big, different, in terms of how the people, mindset, how the people behave and interact with each other,
Yeah, I was in Hawaii at the same time, like when you were there also.
Mm-hmm.
And, I noticed that, like, even though we are Cambodian, living outside of the country, and we have, I think we carry like a big pride as a Cambodians. Like me, everywhere I'm introducing myself as a Cambodian.
Right, yeah.
And when I meet Cambodian people, like outside of the country, it feels so much joyful. Like,
I think it's important to what you are mentioning, because some people, they try to hide their identity. Especially, I met some Cambodian people like traveling abroad at the airport or something. I noticed they speak Khmer, right? But when they start to face me, they know I'm Khmer monk, but they dare not come and say hi or pay respect. I don't know what happened, but even some people, they don't want to expose themselves as Khmer. I don't know what they have in mind, but I think we should not afraid to expose, to say that I'm Cambodian. We should be a proud Cambodian. Even I'm a monk and alone in Hawaii, as a Cambodian monk. So I'm alone traveling around here and there. After 3 years being in Hawaii, now a lot of American people and Hawaiian people, they know my existence.
Wow.
There's a Theravada monk on our island. So even some, they approach me for asking and discussing of the Dharma. Sometimes they sought my advice for meditation. So that's a good point, because if you hide yourself, first thing, you don't promote your own identity as Khmer, as Cambodian.
True.
So this is really important, to be who we are, because we don't want to hide anything. We are a proud Cambodian. Why should we hide it? And we also want to promote the teachings of the Buddha as Khmer, like Khmer flavor, right? We have a lot of flavors internationally. A lot of time we see like Sri Lankan monk, Myanmar monk, Thai monk. They promote Buddhism in their flavor.
True.
And so we still have, we lack a lot of access to Cambodian flavor as a monk. So we need that. That's why this is what I've been doing, because I want to promote the teachings of the Buddha, but also in Khmer flavor.
Yeah, I think it's opened my eyes a lot, because I never thought of that before.
Mm-hmm.
When we talk about Buddhism, not just outside Cambodia, but also inside Cambodia.
Yeah.
I talk with my grandma or some like senior citizens. They really want to go to Sri Lanka or to India, like to see the life of Buddha, or where he lived like before. So I think when we talk about Buddhism and abroad, like internationally, it's remind me of that, like that part of the world. Even though Southeast Asia or mainland Southeast Asia, Cambodia, we have Buddhism as a state religion, and also Thailand and Myanmar, majority, like very like much majority are practicing Theravada Buddhism. But
right, yeah.
we don't really see that like we don't really see like Buddhism in that part of the world. When we mention like the missionary and everything like internationally, it's just opened my eyes. So which means we should carry more pride as a Cambodian, or just our identity, who we are.
Yeah, I think this should be the inspiration for our next generation. I'm not talking about like our elder, because now we are in this generation. We should do something as a good role model to inspire the young generation. Especially what I'm really focusing is on the young monks, our next generation, because I cannot do this work alone, right? And I'm not like, how to say, I'm not a very educated person. I just do what I can in order to promote peace, in my own capacity, in my own ability. But then I would also like to train more young monks to get them involved on this mission, because we have to do this together. I cannot do this alone, right? Then our work should be the inspiration to our young monks, like what I've been writing all these books, It's for the next generation, for them to be able to spread the teachings of the Buddha in English, as we know that we can do in Cambodian language or whatever, but we need to know that nowadays English is international one. So we have to learn English and then be able to spread the teachings of peace internationally with English.
So talking about young people and young monk, so what is the best advice you could give to the younger generations, like in the current context, the context that there is conflicts everywhere, the context where technology has been like involved in everyday life. So what is your advice, like the best advice for young generations?
There's a lot of things we can comment on this question, especially in the modern world of AI. I think it's hard to challenge with the modern technology, because these things actually distracting the people's mind,
Yes.
Especially in terms of the kids, the youth, adults, So technology, AI, all these things are very good in their own way. But what really concerns, on the other side, we should also think about morality, virtue, because only virtue, morality, these things are the key to peace and happiness, because peace and happiness depends on the mind. If their mind is not well equipped with morality, with virtue, with good principle, then they will experience a lot of problem. Technology alone can create a lot of problem already, you see, in this world, because of materialism, technology. If they are not guided by principle, then it will create chaos to the world, not only in Cambodia, but I'm talking about the whole world. So this is really challenging in the time being. As a monk, we also have a role to play in educating our young generation to focus more on learning, on education, on mind training, like mindfulness meditation, play a very important role in this case. That's why I see a lot of our Cambodian monks, young scholars in Cambodia, they also try their best to promote peace and mindfulness meditation to the schools, to various institutions in Cambodia, including the government institutions as well. They've been practicing that. So I think this is very, very good point that we need to promote more. Now, still not enough. I think we have more mission to do for the sake of building peace in Cambodia and to the world.
I think this is the most relevant questions for young generations, since we talk about like AI and technology, and it is something that we see every day that everyone cannot stop being away from their phone, like from stop scrolling. So I think you probably can give or share like a very good tip on how to shut down all the distractions in technology and in life, like, and have like the peaceful mind and practice mind.
It's a distraction, right? Those things is a distraction. I know in America too, we also challenge this thing, because kids, when they are on screen, they never care. They don't listen to the parents. So our monks have been working hard to recommend on this point too. But I think there must be some principle to limit them from using. We cannot stop them from using, because there are also advantage of technology. But we have to limit them, especially the parents, right? Because parents, they're with the children all the time. And the school also have some principle and guideline, like not to allow using phone in schooling time, so all those things combined together, from school, from the parents, they must work together in order to limit, let's say like if your children using phone 5 hours per day, we can limit them, to less and less. And then we have to differentiate what time we should allow children to use phone, and only for what purpose, doesn't mean that when the kids are on screen or on phone, they use useless thing, but sometimes they also use the phone for education. So we should be, we should take advantage of that while giving them to use phone, but use only for good purpose. Right? To learn, to watch the news, because a lot of lesson online, you can do it.
Yeah, this is something that I learned from your tip earlier also, is to do something with purpose, not just like with phone, but with everything in life.
Why they use it, for what purpose? This is really important. When we do something with purpose, it's different from do something without purpose.
True, and it makes so much difference. And I think you can achieve something more and faster,
right?
Which is great. So back to earlier, I think it's so much earlier, because you just recently received the award honorary from Sri Lankan government, Prathama Tuta. So why do you think Sri Lankan government decided to give you this honorary?
Thank you so much. I'm very honored to receive this award. I think the Sanghanayaka of Sri Lanka, the official monks and chief monk of Sri Lanka, whom I've been working with for the last 3 years, they have seen and witnessed my missionary works, not only in the United States of America, but especially in Cambodia and in India. We've been working with some chief monks in Sri Lanka. So they appreciate, they acknowledge what I've been working, because not only for the Buddhism of Cambodia, but for Buddhism worldwide, and also the human services that I've been working with. So they acknowledge me, they honor me with this award. And I think that for me, my personal view, this will inspire my work for the present and for the future to come, because what I'm doing, my main purpose, of my main vision, is to educate the young generation to acquire the Dharma, because I truly believe that without Dharma we can never attain peace. True peace and happiness must come with the righteous Dharma. So the teachings of the Buddha is actually the message of peace. So as Buddhists, we must learn the teachings of the Buddha and then apply to our daily life. Only then we can obtain true peace and happiness. So I think that this award will inspire my mission for the future as well, because I've been doing this again and again, and then for more to come, we have a lot of more plans in the future, to work internationally with not only Cambodia, but with many countries around the world, that we work together to bring peace to the world.
So how did you, what is your action plan on your missionary, next action plan, in the, let's say, 3 years or 5 years?
Yeah, to extend and broaden our network. This is one thing that I've been doing, especially when I live in America. I have more opportunity to connect with the international community. Like the last 2 years, we also been working internationally with the Hmong community around the United States. All nationality, they come together. We have around 3,000 temples across the United States together as a one voice, one Sangha. We went to the White House of the President during the Visakha Puja. We organized international Visakha Puja at the White House. We light the candle in order to promote, the symbol of peace, the symbol of wisdom. So this is just one example that we have to extend our network so that the message will be widespread, right?
Who were your inspirational teacher? I kind of guess that Buddha, but do you have any other figures?
Like role model.
Role model.
Right, yeah. Actually, like you said, the main role model for me as a monk is the Buddha.
True.
I'm inspired by how the mission the Buddha had, through to the world. So relentlessly and without complaint, the Buddha will go on his way to save, to help, to teach the Dharma, to guide people. So I am inspired by his role model. That's why I'm working really hard because I want to help people, And of course, I also been inspired by so many teachers in Cambodia, in America, and in the world. We have so many good people, great people in the past that keep inspiring me. I don't want to say the name, it's just I learned a lot from our elder in Cambodia, and also in Sri Lanka and in America. We have some great monks who are still spreading the teachings to every corner of the world. So I'm inspired by them. That's why I keep pushing myself to level up in order to be able to help the world in my own capacity.
So you have role model, and also along with that you have done a lot of missions, which include Open Academy, translating Khmer Pali and Khmer Romanized Pali, spreading Buddhism to the world. And you have wrote so many books. Do you have a kind of tip on how you manage yourself to do all of this together, writing books, also
I understand,
poetry?
It comes with a purpose, and witnessing the shortage, what we lack in our country nowadays. So this kind of book is the first time ever in Cambodia to have 4 versions like this, because I have a vision to educate our young monks, for promoting the Dharma to international stage. If they want to go to that level, they must start to learn something like this. It's like a gateway, right? It's like a bridge to go up there. Then I dedicated my time when I first arrived in the United States of America. Back then I was in Seattle, Washington State. That very first month I started writing the first volume of Dhamma terminology. So I spent 3 months writing all by myself, research and writing in 4 different keyboards, you know.
3 months.
3 months. But I have many teachers, including Cambodian, who study abroad and inside, and also some American teacher to, like proofreading for my book.
So 3 months for this book?
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is the third volumes that I keep editing to add more chapters and more terminology, for, nowadays we really need this kind of book because now our young monks, they really inspire to do international work, to promote the teachings of the Buddha internationally. Then they really like this kind of book. Like we published for 3 times already. More than 10,000 copies has been distributed worldwide.
Wow.
Not only in Cambodia, but many people who live abroad, they also ask this book. Now finished already, we published about 2,000 copies, and just it's been about 2-3 months. It now no more. So we have to republish again soon.
Yes, not just writing book, but I see you as a polyglot because you write book in 4 languages, and that's not include the language you have studied before. So you study Burmese and also Thai.
Yeah.
For me, it's very, very impressed. I'm very impressed, and it's very inspirational. Like for younger generations, that if you want to do like something important, spreading your missions to the world, you also need
language.
Language is very, very important. Like many languages, very important. Yes, I think our discussions come to an end. And do you have any message regarding Buddhist teaching or inner peace that we have discussed earlier?
Yeah, my message to young generation and to the world in general. As a Buddhist monk, I would say we need to be disciplined. Self-discipline is very important. No matter where, no matter what, anytime, we have to have a self-discipline, like training ourselves with good principle and virtue, and then it's the key to maintain peace for our community, for the world.
True. Discipline is not just very important for the monk, but like for everyone also. It's an important fundamental value that can get you to go further in life. So I think that's it. This is the end of our discussions today, and thank you so much everyone for your attentions, and I'm wishing everyone's happiness and peaceful in your mind. Thank you.